AI has improved dramatically in the last 6 months, and the opportunity to scale your content marketing right now is huge. So in this video, I'm going to share 3 ways that AI can improve your marketing. And these are some of the biggest strengths that I've discovered using AI tools such as ChatGPT. So the first thing is market research. AI can save you hours and hours of market research, providing specific insights on everything from pricing, market positioning, and branding to identify the biggest and most immediate opportunities to quickly gain market share. So the thing is here, you want to actually prompt it to do a market analysis and ask for specific insights that you're looking for. Now it's pretty comprehensive. If you just give it a basic prompt for market research, I find it to be pretty good. It will actually spit out it will kind of give you an idea or a full comprehensive list of all those different things that you might need in a market analysis. But if you ask for specific things like pricing strategies, market positioning, a SWOT analysis, things like that, it's really good at giving you even more detailed answers to what you ask. So the next thing that I have found to be one of the biggest strengths with AI is content ideation. So just coming up with ideas for content in the first place. So one thing you'll find is that the outputs you get from AI are only as good as the prompts you give it. So you can get dramatically better content, whether that's email copy, blog posts, social media, whatever, whenever you first research interesting topics that are relevant to your ideal customers. So before creating any content with AI, first prompt your favorite AI tool to give you a comprehensive list of topics for your target audience around their pain points, challenges, goals, aspirations, limiting beliefs, and other things like that. Then that will give you a list of broad topics. And what you want to do is then ask the tool to give you 10 specific subtopics for each one of those categories. And you just repeat this process for all of the full list of those different categories within the different pain points and challenges and all that. And literally within minutes, you've got hundreds of potential content topics that you can then turn into any type of content you want, such as an email campaign or a video script. So then the third thing is actually drafting the content itself. So once you have this comprehensive list of topics that your audience cares about because it's all based on their pain points, their goals, all of those kind of things, now you can give it specific prompts to create content for these topics. And the more specific you are with your prompts, the better the content is going to be. So for example, instead of just saying, write an email selling protein powder, you could say something like, write an email from Kyle's Protein Company about how Kyle's Whey Protein is a convenient option for people with busy schedules to stay on track toward their fat loss goals. Provide actionable tips and include a persuasive call to action at the end of the email. So you can see that really what I did is I took a topic from a pain point. So a pain point is the person was just wanted to lose fat, and then one of the topics or the subtopics within that pain point was having a busy schedule and trying to find time to actually hit their fat loss goals, right? So by drilling down, now I've got this very specific email that's going to have actionable tips on a very specific thing. And you can see that over the course of time, you can nurture your list with a bunch of other emails like that have, very specific actionable things working towards the big goals that they're chasing. Because, when it comes to, whether it's a goal or it could be anything, even if you're, selling clothes or whatever that aren't tied to a fat loss goal, there's always, almost an infinite number of ways to take a new angle to talk about the end result that they want. And that's how you can scale up your email marketing with your campaigns. It's just by having more ways to start an interesting conversation with people with your emails. So whenever you're creating these prompts, you can even layer on more details about your target audience, the style of copywriting to use. You can give it examples of what you think are good emails for it to model and things like that. So then this is really important. Once you have your draft, be sure to edit the email to give it the right personal touch for your brand. So AI is really good at giving comprehensive information, but it's still, even if you do all these prompts about how to write it and everything, a lot of times it's going to be like 80 to 90% there, but you really, to take it from, pretty good / generic up to amazing, you want to add in the personal touch of your brand. So change up some of the language, make sure it's conversational and you're using certain words and phrases that you like to use with your brand. Reference specific things about your brand. Of course, include other things in the email that the AI wouldn't know about. So include, customer testimonials and reviews and things like that, and UGC and that kind of stuff. But really, you can take the draft as something that, editing that draft can, just takes a few minutes. So the amount of time it saves you over the course of creating, let's say 10, 20, 100 emails or whatever they are, blog posts or whatever, it saves you so much time with coming up with all of the ideas, with, making sure that all of your content topics are strategically chosen based on the things your customers care about, and then actually doing the heavy lifting of drafting all of the content. And now you just go and clean it up and maybe delete a few sections that you don't like, make it a little bit more concise, throw in a couple of phrases. And by the way, coming up with certain things like taglines, headlines, subject lines, these are all things where you can then tell ChatGPT, you can say, hey, give me some compelling, headlines for this email, and copy and paste the email copy into there, or, ask for subject lines. And that's another great way to get ideas for these things. Or you can have a phrase, maybe that you, maybe it's like a tagline of another company, or maybe there's a tagline you have for your brand that you like but you don't love. You can say, give me more examples of this tagline, but say it in a way that's more creative, or, more conversational, or, whatever. Try different things that you think would fit with your brand, and that will help you come up with new ideas for those sort of things. So again, just to reiterate the point here, that AI is extremely powerful for scaling up your content production, no matter what type of content you're creating, but there is a little bit of back and forth still required. It's just, it's come a long ways, but it's not perfect yet. So don't always think that just because the initial answer you get isn't what you're looking for, that AI just doesn't work. You need to actually have a little bit of a back and forth conversation with it, and know that it can continually learn and get better based on the feedback you give it and the details you include in your prompt. And over time, you will figure out which prompts give you the answers you're looking for, and then you just want to save those prompts somewhere in a Google Doc or something, so that way when you find these winning prompts that give you the outputs you like, that you continue to just reuse those over and over. So what I find is that you spend a lot of time, testing different prompts, and then once you find this winning formula, it's like, 95% accurate, where it will give you an output that's as good as the one you got that first time for every other time you use it in the future. Now, sometimes it will just randomly spit out something that didn't match the output that it gave you before for that type of content. And whenever that happens, I just say, I just either will tell it to, or I might click the stop generating in the middle of it and have it redo it, or I'll just copy and paste the prompt back in and have it do it again. And it will usually just, give me what I'm looking for that time. So, but anyways, okay. So the point of this whole video though, is I really believe that AI is going to dramatically raise the standard for what it takes to be competitive with content marketing. And right now we have a massive opportunity to get first mover advantage. So I'm going to be sharing even more insights on AI going forward as I continue to test to these different tools. So be sure to subscribe to my channel to stay up to date with the latest tools and tactics you can use to grow your business. And this will hopefully save you a lot of time and a lot of money, and increase your productivity by tenfold.